Fort Hood leadership hosting its second town hall meeting since the Secretary of the Army called military base housing conditions unconscionable during a hearing, prompting mandatory inspections of military housing. Our Hunter Davis joins us now live from Bell County. And Hunter, this meeting will help Fort Hood leadership make sure that their soldiers are taken care of.
Lindsay, that's right. The point of these meetings is so Fort Hood leadership can make sure Fort Hood family housing is being held accountable. It's a process that's better explained in this statement from Colonel Jason Westbrook. He's the Fort Hood Garrison commander. Now, the statement reads in part, quote, "Today's housing town hall was part of an ongoing process of Fort Hood leadership holding Fort Hood Family Housing, a civilian-owned and operated post-housing subcontractor to Lend-Lease Incorporated, accountable for providing safe, quality housing for our soldiers and their families," end quote. Now, that quote goes on to say that there is still a lot of work to be done. That was something that was made clear by the several people that showed up to express their ongoing concerns in a town hall meeting today.
It's like your house on fire every day and having to live with that trauma and not being able to move forward.
Emily Brown has lived on Fort Hood for roughly 17 months, 12 of which have been spent bouncing around from home to home.
We were first told 7 to 10 days, and then we were promised last Thanksgiving, and then we were promised Christmas. So they're just letting us sit another holiday season displaced.
Brown is one of several telling Command Thursday morning they're still waiting for the condition of their homes to be improved, listing mold as the biggest issue.
Unfortunately, the first home that we've been waiting to move into, October 17th, it was still actively growing mold. So 366 days later, still had active mold growth in the home.
And I feel terrible about that.
Fort Hood leadership expressing their sympathies to Brown during the town hall meeting.
My heart goes out to your family, and I feel terrible about the situation you've been in over the last number of months.
Only to hear her complaints echoed. Courtney Hamilton, her husband, and their 4 boys have been living in hotels for the last 92 days.
We're at the process in our remediation where all the mold is gone from the structure, or hopefully all the mold is gone from the structure, but our household goods need to be remediated. They're at condition 3, which is the worst one.
And those joining Hamilton and Brown calling out Fort Hood leadership for what they say is a lack of action met with argument.
We haven't fully resolved your situation yet and a few others, but I do disagree with your statement that no progress has been made. We have a couple tough situations that we're still working to resolve. You're one of them, and I feel terrible about that. But there is progress being made here.
Now, brigade commanders also stepped up in today's meeting to give progress updates. They say that these lists cited improvements that have been made in different housing areas since the Department of the Army called for the inspection of all military housing. Now, those improvements included having monthly town hall meetings to ensure all Fort Hood residents are heard, better communication between community leaders and residents, conducting air purification testing in military homes, and decreasing the response time for maintenance requests. Fort Hood Family Housing currently has 15 displaced families and just over 1,100 work orders to fill. Now, everyone that came forward in today's town hall was encouraged to meet with leaders right after the town hall. That was something that even I witnessed happening. For now, I'm reporting live in Killeen. Hunter Davis, 25 News.
Hunter, thank you. The next quarterly town hall meeting is scheduled for March 19th. Before then, anyone with concerns can head to the town hall in their housing area. We have all those dates for you at KXXV.com.